Hello there. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. This is HA After Dark live streaming. And thank you for watching again. Hopefully, you're watching again. I had to abruptly leave. My last segment, I think that I'll be able to continue for longer than 8.5 minutes. My last segment was about 20 plus minutes, but let's hope we can get the 400 people back who were watching before. This is HA After Dark. Wow. And it's funny because usually I've never really done live streams. And the other day I said, I better do a live stream because the IG report is really important. And I had to go abruptly because my son woke up, and I put him back to bed, and the family is sleeping right now, so I can spend time with people from around the world and around the US. You guys are awesome. And I'm just happy that 22 people are awake again watching me. The Inspector General report cleared Trump of obstruction of justice. So if you're up, let's go ahead and let everybody know that Eric has a picture. My buddy Eric. HA's chair will be live again because I had to leave abruptly before I left completely. It was just anyway. So let's go ahead and behind the scenes. Let's go ahead and start. So how many people do we have right now in the middle of the night? 34 people. Well, let's go ahead and start. The issue here is that we know that Obama used a pseudonym with Clinton emails. He already knew that Hillary Clinton used a private server. He knew this, and instead of being honest, instead of saying, well, she used a private server, she used it for convenience, it wasn't a problem, I'm going to go ahead and just simply converse with this person. Instead of just being honest, what he did was, I'm going to make this 10.2 minutes, and let me tell you, it's going to be the best 10.25 minutes of anyone's life. Now, I am Sylar. Thank you so much always for watching and always for supporting this channel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Para Biology 101. And all of you rock. All of you are amazing. If you're watching right now, I just really appreciate it. I have 49 fantastic viewers. It's 1:33 in the morning, Pacific time. So if you're watching right now, I really appreciate that. I had 400 people up on here, but I had to go because of family obligations, which is totally fine. Okay. Obstruction of justice. This is what took place. The Democratic Party and people who hate Trump, what they said was, when Trump fired Comey, Comey was just about. Comey, Japan, thank you for watching. Seattle, Chicago, thank you for watching. If you're up at night, we all have something in common right now because we're all up at night. So Australia, thank you for watching. Los Angeles, thank you for watching. I'm in LA. But what took place was the Democratic Party said, you fired Trump. Sorry, you fired Comey, San Diego. I love San Diego. You fired Comey, and Comey was just about Delaware, was just about to go ahead, just about to go ahead. Nashville, Arizona, Temecula, Las Vegas. If you keep telling me where you're from, I'm not going to be able to. Indiana, that's what I'm talking about. Super Evil C. Thank you always for supporting this channel. Trump never colluded with Russia. You didn't have to collude with Russia. London, Amsterdam, Sweden, Australia, thank you. The Honorable James Comey, in 2016, used a Steele dossier. A Steele dossier that talked about pee-pee. Prostitutes peeing on a bed. As if Trump would care. Philippines, I love the Philippines. Thank you so much. Arizona, thank you. As if Trump would care. And what took place here is this. Comey never had anything. They never had anything. They never had any evidence. There was a mountain of evidence. There is a mountain of evidence regarding Trump, regarding Clinton emails, regarding the Clinton Foundation. There was never, ever any evidence of Trump colluding with Russia. This is the problem with the Democratic Party. This is the problem with people on the left. And I used to be on the left, so I can tell you. The problem is they think too highly of themselves. They think that they're a lot more powerful than they really are, or they're a lot more influential. And what took place was in 2015, in the Hill, the Huffington Post, and Salon, I was saying, look, Hillary Clinton can't win. She can't win. She won't win. She will lose to Trump because this is not a year where people want an establishment candidate. We had 8 years of an establishment person. Obama was establishment. He was a more intelligent George Bush, which is like a more intelligent George Bush. Not really something you want. Anything related to George Bush is enough. Bush was the worst president in U.S. history. Hello, England. Thank you so much for watching. Bush was the worst president in U.S. history. If Obama was a more intelligent Bush, what does that say about Obama? So we know Obama used a pseudonym in emails with Clinton, FBI documents reveal. He used a pseudonym because he knew very well that her server would be hacked. He knew very well that she was using a private server and that very likely, because it was unencrypted, it would be hacked. The issue here is that Obama not only lied to the American public, but he jeopardized national security by allowing Clinton to use a private server. Now we have the issue of obstruction of justice and Mueller. Now, the Mueller probe needs to end. The Mueller probe is slowly fizzling out. What I've been trying to tell people all along is that Trump is slowly wresting away power from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has two sources of power. Well, three, but really two. The third is the media, but the media is kind of impotent. The second is the Clinton Foundation, and the first is the intelligence community. When the intelligence community slowly slithers back to power, which is Trump, so you don't want to have like friends like in life. If you have friends that only gravitate towards the cool, like whoever they think is more popular, they're not really your friend. Your friend should stick with you through thick and thin, whether you're popular or not popular, whatever, whether you're powerful, rich, or whether you're not rich or powerful. It doesn't matter. The intelligence community a bunch of like slithery, slimy snakes and reptiles. And so they're going to always slither towards whomever is the most powerful. In this case, Trump is more powerful. And so it is the interesting thing here is that Democrats think that simply saying, well, the intelligence community, simply appealing to the intelligence community, they'll gain respect from people. The problem is the same intel community that they've like sold their soul to will eventually move away from them. Which brings us back to this segment. When they say that Trump should be impeached for obstruction of justice, what they really mean is they have nothing to impeach Trump with, nothing at all, and they're going to make up a fabricated tale. They don't know, they have no evidence of Trump working with Russia. So when James Clapper speaks of James Clapper's Chuck Todd. So let's go ahead and let's get James Clapper back. Where's the clap? Let's get the clap. Where is the clap? Hold on. This is going to be the best 3.75 minutes of your life. Clapper. 154 people watching. Thank you so much. Okay, so James Clapper. Chuck Todd, no evidence. You ask me again, Chuck. I'm going to take this pencil and stab you in the eye with it and keep it there until you can't take it anymore. All right, so let's listen to this. There was never any obstruction of justice. Why am I bringing up obstruction of justice? Because that's one of the things Mueller was supposed to indict Trump on. Meanwhile, Hillary will eventually get indicted. So don't lose hope. People are like, oh, no. Don't lose hope, because that's going to take place. Right now, power is slowly being pulled away. Notice how Trump is like really calm. You know how Clinton is like, really doesn't really care. Trump is kind of like, when you see him, he's like really calm. It's kind of like almost he knows something. But this is James Clapper. James Clapper, who has a romantic relationship with a certain Sally Yates, which of course is satire. That's not true at all. It's satire. John O'Brien. John O'Brien is my girl. But hold on one second. So let's listen to, this is Chuck Todd, sleepy-eyed, speaking to James Clapper.
Does intelligence exist that can definitively answer the following question: whether there were improper contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian officials?
Wow, you're so intelligent. Wow. You're so amazing, Chuck. You're really an amazing person. Does intelligence exist? What does James Clapper say?
We did not include any evidence in our report.
We did not include any evidence in our report. Of course, you have to understand that our report was $35 billion worth of basically nonsense. The CIA has a $15 billion budget. The FBI has a $10 billion budget. And the NSA has a $10 billion budget. We couldn't find anything, so we got a British spy. No offense to anyone in the UK watching, I love you. Just so happens that the British spies interfered in our election at the behest of Hillary Clinton. Thanks for really nothing. But anyway, let's continue. Let's not continue.
When I say our, that's NSA, FBI, and CIA with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that included in our report.
I understand it, but does it exist?
Don't you love? I love this so much. These people are fantastic. And I love when Chuck Todd is like, I understand that, but does it exist?
No, Chuck. And if you ask me again, I'm going to remove my pants and do something to your face.
Let's go ahead and continue.
Not to my knowledge.
If it existed, it would have been in this report.
If it existed, it would have been in the report. What are you talking about, Chuck Todd? Are you talking about some kind of quantum physics reality? If it existed in some plane outside the known universe, where kryptonite is made, the place where Superman's kryptonite is made, if it existed, would you have put it in the report? Because your budget is $35 billion. So you're trying to say that Trump firing Comey is obstruction of justice because Comey would have found something that you didn't find, James Clapper. Okay, and we know from the IG report, Comey done. He was insubordinate. He did this, did that. Okay, the whole report is like Comey is in you know what. But James Clapper presided over a report that had no evidence at all. No, Chuck. There's no evidence at all. I don't care how many times you say it. There's no evidence at all. Stop asking me. If you ask me again, there's going to be repercussions.
This could have unfolded or become
you know what? It's not a matter of saying you can be honest and you could be telling the truth and you could talk, and sometimes there are people who you can go ahead and perhaps stutter certain words. It doesn't matter at all. You can be telling the truth. But if you're a known liar like James Clapper, who lied under oath and should have been given perjury charges, but because he was a intelligence chief like Brennan, wasn't charged. When you lie all the time and you're going when you're a liar, if you're a normal person, and you're under stress, fine. Or you just, you're a normal person, no problem. If you're a kid, no problem. It happens, everybody, it's not a big deal if you go or stutter a little, no problem. But if you're James Clapper, if you're like a human kind of reptile, like reptilian creature like James Comey, who was asked, by the way, did you investigate Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner looking at classified intelligence? And he was like, yes, it was, we concluded it. He's lying. So here you have these people who are fumbling about. Their intelligence chiefs, their intelligence chiefs primarily because they lie all the time. And you're in a situation right now where the IG report completely destroyed any semblance of, or any justification for Mueller to continue, but also for Mueller to say, obstruction of justice. Because that was their biggest thing, aside from the Stormy Daniels thing, which is a bunch of nonsense. That was their biggest thing. Let's go ahead and continue this.
Available in the time since I left the government.
At
the time, we had no evidence of such collusion.
Does it?
He had no evidence.
I had no evidence of such collusion at all. No evidence at all. If anything, I was, you know, just going ahead and trying to date Sally Yates.
So, and that's, of course, part of the shtick. Texas, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Let's see these. So I have, I did not have sexual relations with those emails. Give Bill Clinton a chance, and he will have sexual relations with, you know, the light socket, anything. Uncle Fester. I know I look like Uncle Fester. It's fine. All right. Jack Jones is totally not pseudonym. Okay. Stormy Daniels. Goodman is Jewish. Okay. Let's continue here. Let's go ahead really quickly and all right. Let's go on really quickly. Thank you, my friend Sean, for tweeting this out. You're missing out. So I am live now. Let people know, because I'm going to be here for at least 5.7 minutes more. And this is going to be amazing. So Inspector General report clears Trump of obstruction of justice, implicates FBI James Comey. That is accurate. There is no more obstruction of justice. There is no more obstruction of justice. So let's just go ahead really quickly. James Comey. I have to do this because you know that song, Backstabbers? They're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place, the backstabbers. James Comey's a backstabber to Andrew McCabe. Comey is not your homie. Okay? That's what McCabe, he has a thing out. Comey is not your homie. Okay, so Chris Cuomo, was it Chris Cuomo? Oh, Jake Tapper. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Testify. Oh, gosh, where is this thing? Jake Tapper. All right, so he sat down with Jake Tapper, who's almost as slithery as James Comey. So James Comey, basically, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to, yes, the OJs. I'm going to try to go ahead right now and give you. You see, I'm a Comey aficionado. I enjoy Comey. I don't hate Clinton. You think I hate Clinton? I don't hate Clinton. Most of the country and most of the world hates Clinton. I don't hate Clinton. But I'm not an aficionado of Clinton because there's nothing. All she does, I destroyed Libya. There's nothing amusing there. There's nothing funny there. But I'm a Comey aficionado. I love Comey. You ever watched like National Geographic? And you see like the honey badger. Well, honey badger's awesome, but you see like these slithering pythons and anacondas, and they're slithering, and there's like, you know, that's Comey. He's going to, if he has to get around a tree, he's going to slither around it, and he's going to go back to, and so he's a slithery.
No doubt heard former FBI Director President. The question is he adhering to our values?
So Comey is going to talk about our values. Meanwhile, the whole Inspector General report is that he was insubordinate. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done that. I'm a Frank Zappa aficionado. I love Frank Zappa, by the way. So this is fantastic. I made a small hand puppet with a plastic egg for a head and used a Sharpie to draw a face on it. And it is a dead ringer for HA. It's a charm. I think that's awesome, and I want to thank you. If anyone takes the time to make a little hand puppet of me, I never thought I would ever have a hand puppet of myself, but I want to thank you for that. And I'm all for that. I'm for hand puppets and poetry and anything artistic. Anything artistic. I love artistic things, things of expression. I love also, so that's awesome. Thank you for that. HA hand puppet. I have one person who's really awesome too. He's like, I want an HA flamethrower. I want HA golf club covers. It's just really funny, amazing. But let's go ahead. James Comey.
James Comey.
No, that's Clapper.
He's clearly not. So what do we do about it? And I think the first thing we do is not get numb to it. When he calls for the jailing of private citizens in his tweets, don't shrug.
Oh, please, James Comey, you slithery reptile. Just relax. Because, okay, what I'm getting to is when he's like, oh, I'll testify against Andrew McCabe. So what have I been like wasting time, like 10 minutes talking about James Comey? Okay, Comey has already offered to testify against Comey. Comey has already offered to testify against McCabe. McCabe, by the way, has already had a criminal referral before the IG report was out. So it's a matter of time before McCabe gets indicted. If they're serious about cleaning up this corruption, somebody needs to get indicted. But let's go ahead really quickly.
That there were important prudential reasons for the department. I still think it was the right thing to do. I asked you earlier about Andrew McCabe, your deputy. I also want to ask you about FBI agents.
Yes. They're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. So hold on one second. Yes. I'm not related to Gilbert Gottfried. All right, Benjamin Wilson, thank you for that message, and that's why I have a Second Amendment channel. I have friends who are like, I swear to you, I have friends, and they always reference Australia. We can be like Australia. We could be like Australia. No, we can't. Number one, most countries in the world have nicer people than we do. Now, I'm born and raised. I love being American, but it's just the truth. They're just more normal than we are. Secondly, we're not Australia. We're not any other country. We're the United States of America. We have the Bill of Rights, Second Amendment. You don't like it, it's too bad if you're on the left. But I have a wonderful gentleman who said, you know what? Your Second Amendment channel is awesome. And that's one of the reasons, it's like I keep on hearing, Australia, but we're the United States. Has it ever dawned upon anyone that perhaps we're not as nice or not as normal as a whole, as a population, government, culture, perhaps not as peaceful as other people? Or perhaps I should say, every country has an example, or you can take part of their history as violent or oppressive. But there's a reason that we're not other countries who have very strict gun laws. It would be like prohibition. We tried prohibition, didn't work. And if, God forbid, people on the left said, let's do away with the Second Amendment, we would realize very quickly that, criminals don't really care about the Second Amendment, do they? So, H.A. Goodman voodoo doll. It's awesome. All right. Let's continue.
intelligence, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, who worked at the FBI. There's been a lot in the news about text messages they sent back and forth in which they disparaged a lot of people, including President Trump. Now, you say you had no idea that they were having an affair or about the text message.
You had no idea that they were having an affair. No doubt, no doubt, James Comey knew exactly what Peter Strzok was doing. So don't try to pretend that he didn't know, because he did know. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. So, anyway, let's continue.
And I take your word, but put yourself in Donald Trump's shoes for 1 second. You're Donald Trump, and you feel this is unfair, this investigation. You find out that Peter Strzok, the lead FBI agent, is texting somebody disparaging things about you, and then you find out that he's the one that actually helped conduct the Hillary Clinton interview, and he called you an idiot. Wouldn't you think that this whole thing was unfair and politicized? Sure, I get why he'd be very concerned about that. It's the reason Bob Mueller removed Peter Strzok, who's an excellent agent.
It's the reason Bob Mueller removed Peter Strzok. I get why Trump would be upset with that. He's like a toreador. Just the bull is the evidence. It doesn't matter if you get why Trump would be upset, and it doesn't matter if Strzok is an excellent agent. He's so excellent, he told his lover, we're going to stop Trump. If somebody said we're going to stop Comey, we're going to stop Clinton, could you imagine the uproar on the left? And when I say on the left, I used to be on the left. I'm not necessarily on the right, but I'm just like, just me. But Comey is also, I think he's right about to talk about, he's almost ready to just throw his buddy under the bus.
Removed him from that investigation. It's poor judgment, and it shouldn't happen. So I get the concern about it. Your book is
a poor judgment. Everything that's absolutely incriminating, poor judgment, shouldn't have happened. Let's move on. Manafort, oh my God. He's going to flip and sing on Trump. And by the way, this is really dangerous because Mueller is going to probably make him agree to something that never happened. So Mueller can go ahead and say, did you think that Trump possibly could have worked with somebody? And if you say yes, if you say that he possibly could have worked with Russians, we'll just have you go in jail for 3 years instead of 30,000 billion trillion years. So Trump needs to fire Mueller right away. Big problem. If there happens to be somebody in Congress watching this right now, because I know there are people in Congress who read my book but are top secret emails. I know there are former Trump advisors, multiple, who read but are top secret emails. There are a lot of people who read but are top secret emails, okay? And if anybody's watching right now who perhaps read or perhaps could, in government, whatever, tell President Trump to fire Mueller right away, because Mueller right now, Alan Dershowitz, Harvard law professor, said it's not about only flipping and singing. It's also about composing. You don't want Mueller to force a composition. If you compose, you're also, forcing somebody to lie. If I told you, look, you can spend 500 years in jail with a metal toilet and, crazy people all around you and whatever, no good food. And, you just have to go ahead and you're confined. You can't go anywhere. You're told when to sleep, told everything. Oh, but by the way, I shouldn't say crazy people, but I'm saying, people who could potentially hurt you. Oh, and by the way, if you just go ahead and simply say that there's a possibility that Trump could have worked with Russia, signed this document, and you'll go ahead and we'll reduce your sentence, Manafort, to thank you, Eric Garcia. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody's support here. Thank you. But what Trump has to do is he has to go ahead and fire Mueller very, very soon. Find a way to fire Mueller. Giuliani is also a hardcore guy. Giuliani and Trump are both people who are, they're not going to be, like, you know, they're not the type of people to be, to just allow all of this to take place. But you have to fire Mueller because what's happening right now is Comey and all of them, they're so slithery and they're so at a certain point, you don't want people who are dangerous to you to be near you too often, because it's just the dice, odds. The odds are if you hang out with people who can hurt you, they're going to hurt you. And Trump needs to axe this right away and end it. And here's one of the reasons.
It's about leadership throughout. Does it say anything about your leadership that Strzok, who was a very high-level FBI agent, was doing this? Did you set in any way any sort of tone where that kind of glib insult of a major political candidate at the time would be not that big a deal?
No, but it does say something about my leadership. I mean, I'm responsible for the senior members of my team, and I've asked myself the same question. I tried to model a certain way of acting, which did not include that kind of behavior, but I asked myself, should I have given them all a speech? But these are grown-ups. These are senior people in the counterintelligence division. I don't want to be too tough on myself, but yeah, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for their actions and their poor judgment.
Love Utah.
Speaking of leadership, after you were fired, you say you got a phone call from then Department of Homeland Security Secretary.
He threw Strzok under the bus. He threw all of them under the bus. He's going to throw all of them under the bus.
I think the ego is about your sense of to you that, or does it mean something else necessarily?
So I can't, let's see. I can't really find. Let's go ahead. Hold on. So hold on. I'm going to find out. This is going to be, I could be, here we go. They're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabber. I hate backstabbers. Everybody in their life is going to experience being stabbed in the back. Of course, with the stupid things. The ultimate backstabber is a guy like James Comey, who's like, I really love Andrew McCabe, but by the way, oh my God. Opus Dei. Thank you very much. I will keep on fighting. Thank you. Thank you, Opus Dei. Very, very much. Hold on. Comey. Oh my God. Comey. Okay. Clapper. The funny thing with James Clapper is that James Clapper is a slithery. And it's basically like baby snake and giant reptilian snake from Neanderthal times. Clapper has some redeeming qualities, believe it or not. He does. Every once in a while, he'll throw a curveball, and you'll be like, "Hey, you're a normal human being," and then, "Oh yeah, you're a CNN." Okay. So every once in a while, he'll throw a curveball. But Clapper is interviewing James Comey right now, and you have to watch this because he's just utterly fantastic. To enjoy politics in the United States of America, you have to find amusement in deceit and just this. If you find amusement in the negative qualities of human beings, you can somewhat appreciate American politics, because it's all about this kind of, we don't like to think that we're as immoral or unethical as we are. So, for example, Comey's like a higher loyalty. A higher loyalty. But let's listen to Comey.
They ultimately bring a case against Andrew McCabe. Would you be a witness for the prosecution?
So, would you be a witness for the prosecution? If you're Andrew McCabe right now, the writing's on the wall. He's going to get indicted. There's already a criminal referral. And like, everyone is pissed off in Congress. Everyone is upset in Congress. So watch what Comey says. What do you think Comey says? What do you think Comey says about his buddy, Andrew McCabe? What do you think Comey says about his buddy? You think he hooks up his buddy and defends him? No. No. This is what Comey says.
Potentially. I don't know whether the reporting is accurate. I know it's CNN reporting, but I don't know it of my own accord. But sure, given that the IG's report reflects interactions that Andy McCabe had with me and other FBI senior executives, I could well be a witness.
I could well be a witness. Must be nice, James Comey. The one thing with Comey is that I could be asked to testify against McCabe. The reason Andrew McCabe is in such bad trouble is that don't take money. Like, if the this is, I don't want to get, if you want to talk about religious theology or whatever. Truth be told, I'm agnostic. So I'm Jewish, but I hope God exists, but I'm agnostic, but let's talk about religious theology for a second. If the devil goes ahead and gives you I'll hook you up, I'll go ahead and give you everything you need, but you have to go ahead and do this or that, or work for James Comey. Don't do it. So if Andrew McCabe, so in Andrew McCabe's position, his wife received $700,000 to $1.2 million, according to Dick Morris, from Terry McAuliffe, who was under criminal investigation. A guy who was so decrepit and morally depraved, in some ways, he could make Hillary Clinton look like a, Mother Teresa, but no, they're both the same. He's basically a male version of Hillary Clinton, if you can imagine. So Terry McAuliffe gave Andrew McCabe $700,000 for his wife's state Senate campaign, or state campaign. It's basically like taking money from the devil. It's basically like making a pact with the devil. Well, if you make a pact with the devil or Satan or whatever, it ain't going to work out good for you, because at the end of the day, you're going to have James Comey who says, I could testify. So it never works out. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's like a Bill Clinton PBS special. It's not sustainable. It's not going to sustain. You can't watch Sesame Street and then Bill Clinton. It ain't going to happen. But
Express a lot of
hold on one second. So let's continue this.
It's accurate. I know it's CNN reporting, but I don't know it of my own accord.
So he's like, I don't know if CNN, but I could testify against Andrew McCabe. Why not?
But sure, given that the IG's report reflects interactions that Andy McCabe had with me and other FBI senior executives, I could well be a witness.
You express a lot of harm.
Andy McCabe. Andy. Buddy. His buddy. His friend, Andy. Andy McCabe. let's continue.
In the book, when public officials or even celebrities lie to investigators, whether David Petraeus or Scooter Libby, or Martha Stewart. Yeah. So I would assume.
You know who also lied to investigators? You want to know who also lied to investigators? I'll tell you who also lied to investigators. A witness who is redacted. They never go ahead. Oh, let's just see here. We have the IG report. One of the Clinton witnesses lied to the FBI, but they didn't say anything about it, so they allowed it to take place. They allowed it to take place. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the interesting thing is, let's go ahead. Conduct of Clinton's review. Unbelievable. I'm reading the... If you go on Lee Zeldin, his website, go on Lee Zeldin right now. He's the man. If you're in New York right now, write a letter to Lee Zeldin saying, how did Hillary Clinton transfer special access program intelligence? Here's Lee Zeldin's Twitter handle. Hello, Australia. Hello, everybody watching. My favorite Australian, by the way, is Julian Assange. Love Julian Assange. I want him free. All right. But if you type in lied to in the Inspector General report, however, he stated that if Clinton had lied to us in a way that we could have prove, that would have changed everything. But she did lie in a way that you could prove. You could prove that she knew what the meaning of C meant. You could prove that she knew that she sent and received classified emails. Very simple. How could you have done your work? Did you know that you would be receiving classified intelligence? How did you transfer classified intelligence? Oh, well, I don't know. Okay, then you simply go ahead and grill Brian Pagliano. Then you know she's lying. This is on page, I don't know what the hell page this is, 163. If you go on Lee Zeldin's Twitter handle, the first tweet you'll see is an actual link to the download of the justice.gov Inspector General report, all 500 effing pages of it, plus 600. So that's, just put lied to. I did a search for lied to. Okay. That might change, of course, if we could find a smoking gun email where someone in government told Secretary Clinton not to do what she was doing, but she had already stated that against the advice of security hawks, this is the Judicial Watch, already found that email. These people are looking at like circus mirrors regarding all of this. This is a bureaucratic document from Michael Horowitz. A bureaucratic document from Michael Horowitz that did not at all address the issues, the real issues here. So let's go ahead. Okay. We asked Comey about the date of his initial draft and whether it indicated that he had predicated the outcome of the investigation even before he knew the interview of former Secretary of Clinton. Even before the interview, Comey stated, "If you were in my position about 9 months, you're incompetent if you don't know where this is going. No, that is a lie. You need to wait. No, you don't go ahead." And this is the problem with the Horowitz report. It's a bureaucratic report that if you hide behind bureaucracy, you're okay. You can't, under oath, Comey said that he did not decide on the email investigation until after interviewing Clinton. Now the notion I committed perjury by saying the decision wasn't made by then. The decision was not made by then, but it was a high probability this was going to end in a certain way that would be really hard, which is the declination. So we better get to work thinking about that. This is all a bunch of nonsense. Now, if you find something else, great. Or if Hillary Clinton either gives us 18 U.S. Code 1001 false statements during the interview. Well, I mean, it's Peter Strzok interviewed her. It's the questions. She's not going to give you false statements if you don't ask good questions. And if you're not suspicious of her. The problem is you're suspicious of everyone you don't like. Oh, Lord. Okay. So I think I have to go now. But to the 324 people, thank you so much. Thank you for watching.